So I am Dho Yee Chung. I'm graphic designer and educator originally from South Korea. And to begin with, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. So because I see this course as a part of my career journey. Before joining Oakland University a couple of years ago, I worked as a graphic designer and art director in New York City. I mostly work for nonprofit organizations which strive to make positive change in society. And here are some projects I worked in the past. All Out is international LGBTQ right organization, the Ecology Center in California, it's environmental learning center, and Maloto, it's a US-based funding organization that empower children and women in Malawi. As a graphic designer, my role was equip them with strategic visual communication tools so that they can stand for human rights, diversity, climate change, ultimately make a better world. On top of my graphic design work, my current research and creative activity focused on cultural and social injustice inherent in emerging visual media and technology. For instance, my recent research on creative digital market platform discusses their systematic problems that undervalues designers' labors and creativity. And this is my work that I had in the faculty exhibition at Oakland Art Center Art Gallery in April 2023. And as an educator, I wondered, how can I bring my working experience and research interest into teaching? I wanted to make my course educationally meaningful by growing students as an agent of a better community, but also make practical and innovative so that students can connect their learning to their future career. So my goal was to develop a course that lives at the intersection of social impact for inclusivity, technology, and learning and teaching. So this course focuses on developing a social entrepreneur business that takes a mobile application as a primary platform. UI, UX are two key components of web and app development. UI stands for user interface design, and UX stands for user experience design. In this course, students will develop a socially responsible business idea from scratch and make it into a mobile application. Through the process, they will solve social problem or issue through design. They were encouraged to think about a way to help their community or marginalized group around them. To talk about the core and process of the course, I would like to begin it by looking at the work of Niels de Vriend. He is an American industrial designer, a pioneer of ergonomic design. As I mentioned earlier, I came to Michigan 2 years ago, and I still feel exotic to be here. And sometimes I get really excited when I find artwork or designer from Michigan. And he is from Michigan. And his family moved to Detroit during the Great Depression, and he attended Wayne State University and Cranbrook Academy of Art. And he is famously said, "Why would you design something if it didn't improve the human condition?" Perhaps this is the fundamental question that drives my course. And this is one of his most well-known work. It is 3-volume publication titled The Human Scale. Basically, what this publication includes is all the measurement of human body parts from women in pregnancy to wheelchair users. In his over 50 years of career, he designed many different types of equipment, including tractor seats of John Deere. This approach of human scale is now known around the world for its human-centered approach of design. And what you are looking at here is small parts of human body, such as hands and face. And obviously, he applied those human factors into his industrial design work. This is, you probably remember this Princess Phone. Then you might be curious, why are we looking at industrial design, industrial ergonomic design? UI UX design is in flat screen anyway. The reason is that even the digital interface design we are currently using has association to the physical world. Let's take a look at the button of this beautiful vintage telephone. The button slightly stands out from product surface, and often this is made out of a soft material. And next, the button you are looking at here is Windows 95. Even though it is on the flat screen surface, it mimics the appearance of physical buttons with highlight and drop shadow. It almost look like it's capable of being pushed, clicked, or tapped. And now it's 2023. Flat design has been really popular since 2014 as Apple leads this trend. And still, even with this simplification, the button still looks like button from physical world. It avoids to look too different from what it's originally designed. And from there, all other factors come in. UI UX designers make sure buttons to be at the appropriate size for fingertips with good legibility. Likewise, in my course, there are people at the center of every process. Throughout the course process, students focused on people they are designing for. And finally, what is design thinking? Like Tim Brown said, it is a design approach that has human at the center and make a design solution that meets their needs. Not only that, it cares about business success by considering desirability and viability. And then why is it important? Because graphic design is a powerful tool to communicate and make changes. Many universities in the US are already offering classes that specialize in design thinking because it can bring positive impact to learning experience. And here's some literature review. The design thinking can foster discussion, facilitate idea, and promote diversity and inclusion. And it can help to develop cognitive skills and social skills such as empathy, facilitation, and collaboration. On top of design thinking framework, this course is also built upon project-based learning. A graphic designer's role is to help business or client to take positive social, environmental, and economic impacts. Through the project-based learning, students can foster connection with community and have social responsibility. In my classroom, a project always begins with brainstorming. Students jot down small things that makes them uncomfortable or what they want to improve. And it's always fascinating to see how students come up with this brilliant idea. We get over 100 ideas easily within 5 minutes. After coming up with these brilliant ideas, they often say, I have this idea, but how can I make it? How can I actualize it? And what we are doing is incorporating these 5 phases of design thinking. So in empathize stage, we try to understand users' needs, barriers, attitudes to unlock new solution. We go through user market research, and some students have interviews as well. And in second stage, it's define stage. We try to define problem and clarify our goal by writing design brief. And third stage is ideate. With a deep understanding of the issue and understanding of the users, student will start to come up with creative ideas for solution. The fourth stage is prototype, which is my favorite and my students' favorite. And in this stage, they transform idea into tangible design. And finally, the last stage is testing. Students will get useful feedback from their users or fellow designers. It is the most effective way to make practical and useful changes. Now, I would like to look at some students' projects from my course. The topic of my students' projects varies from local business, revive alienated areas, international student community, blind community, and more. For this talk, I would like to look at my recent students' work called Community Cat. Community Cat is a mobile application that provides platform for community members collaboratively work together to reduce the number of feral, free-roaming cats in the area. My student actually got this idea from her experience. She has many feral cats in her neighborhood, and it causes environmental damage and makes some neighbors really uncomfortable. From this experience, she realized that community needs a way to track stray cats in order to improve quality of life for both cat and people. She did background research and detect a problem behind it. And through the defined process, she clarified the aim of the project based on community's needs and animal welfare. And this is some screenshots from her mobile application. So this is the landing page of the mobile application. It shows the map and indicate the user's location, and that little pause indicates the location of the feral cats. And users can make a profile of the feral cats and add information around about that cat. And here's user feedback. They can leave comments about that cat and gather community around it. And it also provides educational section that about feral cat and how to allow cat go outside, or the way to reduce the number of feral free roaming cats. So here's a student's reflection. From the project-based learning, the students was able to indirectly experience the real work environment, like working on making sure she's follow her project plan, keeps deadline, not to mention improvement over her design skills. Also, market research helped her understanding scarcity of organization or program dealing with the issue. And from the testing or iteration process, she received useful feedback from her peers and fellow designers. It helped her making a better design decision and make meaningful changes to the design. And finally, as a conclusion, I taught this course for the past 2 years, and I have seen constant progress in students' work as well as the way I teach. While having fictitious project allows students to freely explore different subject matter, various social issues working with nonprofit organization or data analyst can give them real work experience. In addition to that, they can prepare nice real portfolio piece for their career. So for the next semester, I'm planning to work with a nonprofit organization in Minnesota, as well as collaborating with data analytics students at OU. So that's the end of this talk. And thank you so much for listening.